You've probably heard it a million times, quit sugar. But what does that actually do to your body? Not just in theory, but day by day. Well, today we're diving into the 14-day journey, based on Dr. Eric Berg's work, to see what really happens when you cut it out completely. So let's get right to it. What if you stopped eating sugar? Not just cutting back, but completely stopped for 2 whole weeks. It honestly doesn't sound like a long time, but the changes that can happen are, well, they're pretty dramatic. So let's map this out. All right, so those first few days, they're absolutely the most critical, and it's about way more than just willpower. Your body is making this huge fundamental shift. Think of it like a hybrid car finally switching from its gas engine over to its electric motor. It's moving away from sugar and getting ready to run on a totally different fuel. And yeah, this switch doesn't just happen overnight. It takes about 3 days. First, your body has to burn through all its leftover sugar. Then, on a cellular level, your body gets to work building all new enzymes. It's kind of like your cells are upgrading their internal machinery for this new fuel source. Only after that's done can your body flip the switch into fat-burning mode and start using fat for energy.
Okay, and here's something you really need to know. As your body is going through that 3-day conversion, you might not feel so great. In fact, some symptoms can actually feel worse for a bit while your system adapts. It's a real thing, but you gotta remember it's a short-term hurdle for a massive long-term gain.
But if you can push through that initial hump, the rewards start rolling in. And they roll in fast. Let's talk about the payoff you can expect in that very first week.
This one is kind of wild, and it's maybe the most surprising thing that happens. The very thing your brain was screaming for just days before, it starts to lose its grip on you. The cravings just fade. But why? How does that even happen? Well, it's all about breaking this crazy, vicious cycle. See, when you eat sugar, your blood sugar spikes, and then your body releases hormones that make it crash. That crash, that low blood sugar moment, is what tells your brain, hey, we need more sugar, right now. When you get off that roller coaster, you get rid of the crash. And when you get rid of the crash, you get rid of the craving. Simple as that. And this gets to the bigger picture of what hunger really is. When you're always eating sugar, your cells can become insulin resistant. They basically start ignoring the signal to take in fuel. So even though you're eating, your cells are literally starving for energy. But when you take the sugar away, your body can finally reset. The fuel can actually get into your cells again, and you feel satisfied, not constantly hungry.
Okay, next up is a number that might kind of blow your mind. 13 pounds. A lot of people see this number pop up on the scale within the first week or so. What on earth could that be?
It's water, pure and simple. A high-sugar diet makes your body hold on to a shocking amount of excess fluid. So, in that first week, it's not uncommon for people to release up to 13 pounds of it. And the first place you'll notice it, your clothes are going to start to feel looser, especially right around your stomach. So that's just the first week. Now let's zoom out and look at how all these effects start to build on each other over the full 2 weeks. We're moving beyond cravings and water weight now, into a much deeper transformation for both your mind and your body. You know that 3 p.m. slump after lunch where you just feel like you need a nap? Imagine that just disappearing. Because your blood sugar is stable, your brain isn't getting exhausted by all those spikes and crashes anymore. The result is a calmer, more even mood and a huge improvement in your ability to just focus and concentrate. And the benefits don't stop on the inside. They can literally show up on your face. It's all about hormones. See, eating a lot of sugar spikes a hormone called insulin. That, in turn, can increase other hormones, which are a major trigger for acne. So when you cut the sugar, you help stabilize all those hormones and your skin gets a chance to clear up.
But honestly, the most powerful changes are the ones you can't even see. Let's take a look under the hood for a minute at what's actually happening to your internal organs. This part is amazing.
I mean, just look at this. Your liver, which might have been storing up fat, finally starts to clean itself out. Your arteries, the inflammation starts going way down. Your brain literally starts growing new nerve cells thanks to a clean energy source called ketones. And your kidneys, which take a real beating from high sugar, get a much-needed break and start to work so much better.
Dr. Berg really hammers this point home about your arteries. He says you're getting decreased inflammation in your arteries. That's what happens when you get off sugar. And that is so important because cutting down on inflammation in your arteries is one of the biggest things you can do to lower your long-term risk for some really serious health problems.
So think about that journey. In just 14 days, you go from fighting off cravings and feeling tired all the time to having stable energy, a clearer mind, and these incredible health improvements happening deep inside your body. The science is one thing, but the proof is really in how you feel.
So after just 2 weeks, the hardest part is really over. Your body has fundamentally changed its operating system. You've broken old, destructive cycles and built a totally new foundation. The real question is, once you've felt what this is like, what are you going to do next? That's all for now. Thanks for joining us.